just going to go for it. And if we go down in a blaze of glory, we go down in a blaze of glory. How you doing, everybody, and welcome to part 16 of the Deportivo La Coruña save here on FM24. I'm Stu. Thank you for joining me in today's video where we've got two games. Our first two games in La Liga in the save. They are against Getafe, but before that, it is a home game against Real Sociedad. And if you are excited to see how we get on in these two games, then do not forget to leave a big like on the video for me. And don't forget to subscribe. It is completely free to do so. And it will probably make me feel better about the absolute drubbing we're probably about to get. The reason why I say drubbing is because I've had a look at what the season preview is. Yikes. Just a reminder, first season, obviously we're in the Spanish third tier. At that point, we were predicted to just win. We were just predicted to win no matter what. The next time we had a look at it, it was in the second tier when we got promoted. And we were predicted to finish at minimum in the playoff places. We ended up winning that league as well. Even probably more in dramatic, not even dramatic, in more dominant fashion. That's the word I'm looking for. So, bearing all of that in mind, that is a big shock to the system because we have to try and deal with that, and we have to try and make sure that that does not become a reality because we've got some players who have got some low release clauses if we get relegated, and that would upset me quite a bit. As an absolutely no... Well, to be fair, I was about to say we've got no players on the key player list. We do. Esposito is on there, which is quite interesting. And also Furyk as well, which I think I keep calling him Fulric. It's Furyk, which is a surprise. Also, Ansu Fati apparently is in the Dream 11, which, bearing in mind, in real life and in the game, he was loaned to Brighton. I find that very, very difficult to kind of get my head around, but FM's gonna FM. Since you were last with us, not a lot has actually happened because it's literally the same day, and we are ready for that opening game against Real Sociedad. I don't know how this is going to go, but we're going to give it a good go. Now, if you haven't seen the transfers that we've made, go back and watch the last video, the transfer special, because the squad, it isn't necessarily looking dramatically different. We've got the same fullbacks. The midfield is very, very similar. In fact, almost all of that midfield is the same, and the forward line's the same. But we had to get through quite a few things to get here, including to get Francisco Esposito back, which obviously I'm very delighted about. We have got a new goalkeeper. We have got some new players in as well, including Jota. Furyk, as I mentioned before, is in, but he is currently... Well, he's not injured anymore, but he's just come out from the injury, hence why he's not starting. And we've also brought in Navarro, but he's on loan from Sociedad, hence he can't play. So I have no context as to how this is going to go, but we're just gonna go for it. And if we go down in a blaze of glory, we go down in a blaze of glory. This, I mean, I'm not even nervous about this. I'm expecting us to get pumped. Having said that, though, over the two seasons, we have played against a number of La Liga teams in the Copa del Rey, and we have done better than them on the whole. We've lost twice, I think, in like normal time against La Liga opposition. Once against Villarreal, but we did them on the second leg. We absolutely battered them, and then we beat them the season before as well. And then we got knocked out by Getafe, today's second opponents, in the... oh my word, I thought we were about to get done by a poor corner. In the Copa del Rey quarter-final. They're going to be our second team today, so it's going to be interesting to try and get some revenge on them. But yeah, we've shown we can compete against them. Like, we beat a second-string Barcelona team. We beat Villarreal twice. We beat Atleti's B team. Not their actual B team, as in their first team, like when they've rotated quite a few of the players, but they did still have some good first teamers in there. We've beat some teams, and we got to the Copa del Rey final last season against all odds and got beaten by Girona on penalties at the goalkeepers. It went all the way to the goalkeepers, and it ended up just being our goalkeeper who missed theirs who scored. Spoilers, by the way. You should have really watched the save if you made it this far into the episode, so you really should have gone back and watched the last couple of videos. If you haven't, that's not my problem. I mean, he's offside there. I'm delighted we've got Esposito back because I don't mean this to be disrespectful to my defence. I think we're going to have to outscore teams in order for us to stay up. I could be wrong on that. Danny Martin could be an excellent goalkeeper. Longley could form a really good partnership with Carrillo. Kumbula can come in and do some great work as well. The fullbacks can really kick on. I could be completely wrong. I do have a feeling, though, that we probably are going to have to be scoring goals more than anything else. And I think he gives us a great opportunity. He's not having a great game so far, but he's only been with us for like one friendly, so we'll cut him a little bit of slack. Personally, I think a draw against Real Sociedad on the opening day of the season wouldn't be a bad result. I don't really like it in terms of it being a home game and we're not getting 3 points in a home game, but I'll take not losing if it ends up being like this. That's famous last words. I've probably just jinxed it. We're probably going to lose 5-0 now. We're just going to tell a few of the players that we're not happy with them. I mean, the defenders haven't covered themselves in glory, but again, one of them's new. The other one is technically not new, but the game might be treating him as if he is new. So we'll just crack on and see what we can do. Correa's actually now our captain, which I probably should have brought more attention to. He is now literally the captain. Not like he's covering as captain. He's actually the club captain, because it was, of course, Lucas Perez. Lucas Perez still at the club, but he's one of our youth coaches. Have we just got a penalty? We might have just got a penalty on the opening day of the season. We actually might have done. You watch the swine of a referee, he's not going to give it now. Oh, he's giving it. Right, who's taking it? It should be Esposito, but I think he will have been taking... Yeah, it's Andre Gomez who's taking it. And Andre Gomez ends up scoring our first La Liga goal in the save. It is 1-0. We lead by a penalty. And it's Gomez in the middle who's tucked that penalty away beautifully. 1-0 in the 55th minute. Get in there, boys. That'll do. I'll take a 1-0 win on the opening day against Sociedad. Sociedad are a decent team. I'm quite okay with it. If we can get a second, though, I'd be delighted. Right, Danilovic now. Into Correa. Correa into Gomez. Gomez looking to pull some strings and get someone played through. Gets it through to Jota. Lovely work from Jota there. And Jota's gone and scored. He's back from Saudi Arabia. He's returned to Europe. And he's gone and scored. I'd say Saudi Arabia. Was it Saudi Arabia or was it Qatar? Oh, I don't know. I can't remember which country he went to. I know he left Celtic and it was a bit controversial. But he's back in Europe is my point. And he's back in some style. I think he might have had a hand in the penalty as well. But he's gone and scored and made it 2-0. You know my feelings about a 2-0 scoreline. It's a dangerous scoreline. But all of a sudden, we have a bit more of a gap and I'm feeling a little bit better. And the next highlight starts with us as well. I mean, have I been worrying about Jota? I tell you what. He's doing business for us. Absolute business. Right, Danilovic into Jota. Jota over to Doumbia. Doumbia has missed a bit of pre-season due to injury. Looking for Esposito, and Esposito just heads over. Hasn't quite got his rhythm yet, Esposito, but I'm sure it will come with time. I'm absolutely sure of that. Probably should get the league table up, really, shouldn't we? At the moment, we're top. If that can stay like that for the season, that'd be outstanding. Right, we'll let this highlight play and then we'll make our substitutions. But Real Sociedad now coming forward, looking to make us pay Marino. To get to Ayhan Oyazabal, looking for an option into the box. Goes back to Ayhan. Ayhan back to Oyazabal. Oyazabal into the box, into a dangerous position, and he just buries it. He is different class, Mikel Oyazabal. We do not have a player as good as him in our team. Other than maybe Esposito when he's on form and when he's settled back into the team, which he's not. By the way, I've not long washed my hair, and my hair is going really fluffy and all over the place and not doing what I want it to do, so apologies if you keep seeing me mess with it. Yeah, I'm disappointed that we've conceded a goal. However, I'm not overly surprised. This is a proper La Liga team. So we're going to concede a goal against teams like this every now and then. Right, Esposito hasn't covered himself in glory. It feels weird bringing Nacho Ferry on. However, he has done all right for us when we called upon him towards the end of the season. And he did okay in pre-season before Esposito came in. So I'm willing to give him a chance. I'm going to bring off Torre. Torre's not exactly done a lot. No, that's a lie. It's not Torre. It's Zardas who's not done a lot. And I'm going to bring on Chris Furyk. Furyk? I said Furyk before and I felt comfortable saying it. So I don't know why it didn't come out then. But Furyk. I'm going to bring on Furyk. And we'll see whether he can get something going. Hopefully he can. Torre I will keep on, but he is tiring. So we do need to bear that in mind. And then I'm thinking about Marash Kumbula. I mean, he prefers to play on the... Oh, he prefers to play on the right. Oh, that's okay then. So we'll bring Kumbula... No, he doesn't. He's right-footed, but he prefers to play on his left because he's a numbskull. But we'll bring him in and he'll have to play on the right. And then I'm thinking maybe Wanlu. We'll bring him off for... I can't bring on Trilly because he's suspended. We'll leave it at that then. We'll leave it at that. We'll just say the generic. Apparently Kumbula's really up for this one. So let's see whether that translates out. A bit unfortunate for Danny that he didn't get a clean sheet on his debut, but it's not the end of the world. Don't really think he was at fault for the goal. I think they were good value for it. Gomez tries to get to Tare. We've given the ball away there sloppily, though. We're passing it around a little bit like we own the place, and we really don't. Odriozola now looking to get it back to Artiz, into Ayhan. Turientes looking to build from the back here, but they're encamped in our half at the moment, pushing us so far forward. Marino into the box now, looking to get it in. Oyazabal, the danger man. We're not closing him down enough, and it is literally the same goal. It's 2-2. It's all of our own making. I'm going to demand more from the boys, and I'm going to get us trying to get a little bit more attacking. We've just let them walk it in there, and Oyazabal has done exactly the same thing. Very disappointing from us. No one's pressing him as well. Like, I mean, disappointing from Danilovic. Didn't even press him there. Right. It's an injury to Wanlu as well. So we now need to reshuffle a little bit. I mean, Kumbula can play there. But, well, I mean, no, not really. No, he can't. What's the injury? The injury is a groin injury. We need to bring him off. We don't have anyone who can play right back, though. That's the issue we now face. Carrillo was the guy. And I took him off because I didn't even think about right back. Oh, that's a problem. I mean, pause the game, Stu. It's probably a good idea. That is a real problem. Right, well, I need to do something. Lenglet's not had a good game either, so I'm going to bring Wimmer on. And then, I mean, no one is down as being recommended to bring on, which obviously I can't bring on Carrillo again. I mean, Alexander would probably be the next player I would consider, but I mean, he's not even a gold half star. He's a silver half star. Maybe it's not him, but I don't have any other defenders after that. So do I keep Lenglet on, who's not had a good game, and have him and Kumbula playing? Wimmer goes to right back, even though we can't really play there. We move these two around. I don't know. I don't know what the right thing to do is here. Right, Lenglet I'm going to put a right back because he actually can play as a fullback. That feels like it doesn't necessarily make sense, but it's the one that makes the most amount of not sense, if that makes sense. No, it doesn't. We're just going to do it. And then for my final trick, just to try and push us on a little bit more, I don't really know. I mean, I'm looking at Cruz. Maybe if we can fit Cruz in somewhere. I don't want to really take Tare off because he's played quite well, but he is tiring. So I'm thinking, let's do that. Let's bring Luis Cruz on. Even though Luis Cruz is going to be a winger now, we'll have to bring him on as an attacking midfielder because the other guy is still not with us. Okay, well, this has gone from really good to start with to worst case scenario because they're going to be on the ascendancy. We've still got all of the chances, though, so we've still battered them, but they've just shown their quality in the few chances they've had. We just need to get to them and just get the ball off of them. That's what we're struggling to do at the moment. Andre Silva's made it 3, and it might be offside. It might be offside. I think I saw the flag move. He's over here for some reason. He didn't shoot from that far out. We might be saved by the assistant here. We're saved by the assistant. Right. I mean, Oyazabal. I mean, we're going to press him. We're not going to go in hard on him. Kubo will go in hard on. I'm just going to make a few adjustments here. Don't really want to go too hard on these guys. We'll press Zubielda. Try and press a mistake out of him. If they've asked me for what I would have liked out of this game, I would have said realistically I'd be happy with a draw. So it's fine, but we've missed a great opportunity. We were 2-0 up. Our defence and goalkeeper have let us down a little bit. I don't want to put it all on the keeper, though, because I think the keeper's been a bit unlucky. Right, we've got the ball now. Gomez looking for Furyk. Furyk has got in behind their defence here, and Furyk had a chance to get a goal. Luis Cruz is still here, and it goes out wide, and Oyazabal gets the ball, but it's out for a throw-in. We do have a throw-in. Are we going to get that on the highlight? No, we're not. Late opportunity for Furyk, who's just come on, the new signing, but it did not amount to anything, and it is an opening day draw. That's a fine result. I'm absolutely happy with that. But that is a huge missed opportunity. A huge missed opportunity there. Goodness me. Jota scoring, no, from open play. That was good. Gomez getting a penalty. Very happy with that. But that has got to go down as a huge missed opportunity. And also a bit of a let-off because they did have that late goal disallowed. But it's worth remembering that although we were 2 goals ahead and match stats were in our favour, we very easily could have lost that. Very, very easily could have lost that. Right, how bad is the injury to Wanlu? 1 to 5 days. Well, he's back for Getafe, but he's probably not going to start. We'll probably put Trilly back in there, but the good news is we'll have Navarro available, so at least, even though he's not played for us yet, we'll have him as a bench option. Speaking of which, let's get to the game against Getafe, and let's see if we can get revenge on them knocking us out of the Copa del Rey in the first season. Not that I hold grudges, but, you know. It's time for game 2 in La Liga against Getafe, and this is the 11 we're going to be using for a game that probably, I mean, if the home game against Real Sociedad's anything to go by, we'll probably compete, but we'll probably end up ballsing it up and either drawing or losing. This is the 11. It is Martin in goal, Trilly, Carrillo, Kumbula and Dumbia in defence, Danilovic and Gomez in the middle with Zardas, Torre and Jota supporting Esposito up front. Couple of changes. Trilly is in for Wanlu. Wanlu is picked, well, I did pick up that injury. He is fit again, so, I mean, to be fair, we probably should squeeze him onto the bench somewhere. We'll pop him there instead of Valares. That feels like it makes sense. And then Kumbula's come in for Longley, because Longley didn't have the best of times in the last game, so we'll just mix things up a bit and just see what happens there. There was a temptation to bring on, where is he? Furyk, but I'm not 100% sure if he's going to be ready yet for a full 90 minutes, so I'm going to continue with Zardas. Zardas is a set-piece specialist as well, so keeping him on the pitch feels like it makes a lot of sense. I'm going to stick with Torre in the middle, even though we've now got Navarro, but I will bring in Navarro on at some point in the 90 minutes, just so he can get some game time, because he needs it. He hasn't played a single lick of football for us at the moment. Doesn't look like he's played any in pre-season either, so let's get him some minutes off the bench, and we'll see whether we can get him playing some good football. I've also had a quick look over the past week in game on the transfer market just to see whether there are any players out there who we can pick up for some bargains. Newsflash, there isn't. But I have looked, and there's a few names that did come up, but they're just not quite good enough in a third season of a save, because they are like in their 33s, 34s with not much natural fitness. They'd have been good for the league below us, but not for this league. So it's kind of proving difficult. There's one player I'm looking to bring in. I don't really need him. He would be a deep line playmaker. We've already got 2 of those, but it would almost be future-proofing a bit because Andre Gomez is in his 30s. So I am considering bringing that player in on loan just as an extra player, because actually he would be leagues above both Andre Gomez and Orellana. So on that basis, it would be a smart move. It gives us a little bit of extra kind of depth as well in the squad. And then if we did want to mix things up, mentally, I'm toying with the idea of a 4-3-3 with a holding midfielder. If we did want to go through to that, then at least we've got the option with an extra body in the midfield. That was great from Esposito, by the way. Good opportunity. He wins us a corner. Right. Zardas to take it. It's going to be short. It's going to be long. It's going to be long. Looking for the head of Esposito. Couldn't quite find him. And now, well, Getafe were breaking, but they didn't really get to do much with it. As it stands at the moment, Getafe are on top. But, I mean, are they? Match momentum-wise, we are definitely battering them, but they've had more chances, but we've had more on target, so bit of a difficult one actually. Surreal looks like he's having a really good game as well, and at the half-time point it is 0-0, so I mean, could it be back-to-back draws for us? I'd rather it wasn't. I'm going to tell Esposito he's not playing that well, same with Torre, same with Zardas. Let's make sure we pick those boys in the backside. We'll tell him off. Carrillo hasn't had a good game. I feel like Carrillo started last season poorly as well, so maybe it's just something with him. But we go into the second half with the same 11, and let's just see whether we can get something out of the game. Unal, into Mila, into Borja Mayoral, and Borja Mayoral, don't know why I'm using his full name there, I'm not his mother, but he's ended up putting it wide, thankfully. Whew! That could have been a problem. That could have been a massive, massive problem. We are still in this game, though. We are still putting chances to them. They are still putting chances to us as well, but as things stand, it's going quite well. It is getting to that time. Zardas has had another poor game. We're bringing on Furyk. Torre's not played well. We're bringing on Navarro. Let's bring on the 2 players who we want to be starting. Let's give them some football. Dumbia's not played well as well. We'll bring on Alexander. That feels like a smart move. I don't really want to make a 4th substitution just yet, but I'm looking at Carrillo and I'm thinking we bring him off for Longley. That is what I'm thinking. I mean, do you know what? We're just going to do it. We'll make 4 changes now. And let's just see whether that's enough to give us a bit of an edge going into the final part of the game. We'll demand more from the boys as well. Second half has been all them. Look, just in the match momentum. Second half has absolutely been all them. We need to get something going in this game. We really need to start looking at it. Esposito's had a shocker today. He has not looked in these 2 games like the player we know and love from last season. Final change. I'm actually going to have to take him off. He's been that poor. Ferry's going to come on in his place. And let's just see whether we can nick something. Fire the boys up. We're going to go attacking for the final 5 minutes. Let's just see if we can nick a goal and get 3 points on the board. That would be great. Right, Alexander into Jota. Gomez now. Back to Alexander. Longley. Over to Jota. Jota inside into Alexander. Longley. Into Navarro. Navarro, our first look with him. Over to Furyk. Furyk. Out to Trulli. Only overlap. This is lovely play from us at the moment. Trulli now. Looking for someone, anyone. It didn't really work out there as we wanted to. We give the possession away cheaply. And now Getafe have a chance to come back at us with not much time left on the clock. Zortilla now looking to get forward into Dani Gomez. Dani Gomez, who we had the opportunity to sign, we did not take it. Carlos Elena. Kumbula does a really good job of defending that, but we still have to defend. And Rabari in there to Dani Gomez. And Dani Gomez is that player who we could have signed when we were looking at Fernino. And we turned him down because we didn't think he was good enough. I'm sure it's him anyway. I'm absolutely sure it's him. But that, I mean, we've got no time left whatsoever. I'm going to fire the boys up, but that leaves us with no time left at all. I'm sure he's just signed for them. Yeah, from Lille, yeah. We actually have had the opportunity a couple of times in this save to sign him, and we turned him down both times because he didn't look like he was good enough. And he's gone and scored against us. Well, we've got a little bit of time left to try and salvage a draw from this, but away from home against Getafe, I would expect us to struggle. Yikes. This is going to be a long season. Right, Longley into Gomez. Navarro's there, and he's got an equaliser. He's got an equaliser on his debut. Robert Navarro. I hope his first name's Robert. I don't know why. It popped into my head if it's not. Oh boy. Jota into Longley. What Longleys do we know? I don't really know, but I'm glad he's there. Cuts it back. Gomez with the shot. It ricochets around. It's a poor goal to score. I don't really care as long as we score it. 1-1. I feel a little bit better. It is Robert as well. I got his name right. And that is going to be that. 2 draws from 2 games, hopefully. Yeah, there we go. 2 draws from 2 games. Just as I was saying, this is going to be a long season and we get a draw. I think we're going to have a lot of scrappy games like that this season. 2 from 2. That's not a bad result. If you'd have said to me, your first 2 games against La Liga teams, you're going to draw both of them, I'd have turned around and said, you know what, it's fine, I'll take that. This is the guy I'm looking at as well, Matthias Enrique. Before I started making YouTube videos and streaming, this is actually a guy I've used for Aston Villa, and he was a solid player for me in my Villa team as a playmaker. I'm hoping he'll still be as good, quite frankly, but we'll see. I mean, he would come in as the best defensive midfielder that we've got. Simple as that. He would be playing as a playmaker, obviously, but you know, I think then we need to probably have a little bit of a look at our team and how everything's set out at that point if we do end up bringing him in. It's going to be down to whether he accepts our offer or Fiorentina's going to go to Fiorentina. Don't get excited about him. We're never going to see him. But that's going to do it for today's video. We'll play through the last little bit of September. There's only 1 game left in it, to be honest. I don't really know why. And then, well, international football probably. And then we'll come back. I mean, I'd love to come back for Barcelona, but that's way too soon. We'll come back in this period. How about we come back for Las Palmas, which is a game we should be winning, or at least having more of a chance of winning. And then I think we skip Betis and go for Real Madrid. Because why not? Because just why not? That could be some fun. That feels like a good plan to me. Thanks so much for watching. If you have enjoyed, don't forget to leave that like on the video and don't forget to subscribe and comment as well. You'll make this a very, very happy face if you do. I've been Stu. You guys have been awesome and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.